Welcome to the channel and welcome to this Adeptus Titanicus battle report. So today on the channel we're playing a narrative battle report. The Legio Ignatum, the fire wasps, are going to be charging through the Valley of Death, trying to get to the city of Olympus Mons. In the distance, many miles away, Olympus Mons is besieged, and the brave soldiers of the Imperial Guard are trying to take the city from the Knights of the Forge. Now, the rear of the city is surrounded by high mountain ranges and high crags and is very difficult to get to, the rear of the city. So at the moment, the back of the city is not being bombarded, is not being assaulted. However, there is a route through the mountains, there is a route through the crags, and this is it here. This is the Valley of Death. So the fire wasps have sent a maniple around, and the idea is all they've got to do is get through the Valley of Death, through the Knights of the Forge, and then they can break into Olympus Mons from behind. So in this narrative battle report, we're going to have the maniple of the fire wasps here, the Ignatum dudes, they're going that way. And for them to win, all they have to do is destroy my Titans, or get one Titan off the board. That's it. If they get a Titan off the board, it's going to be an auto victory. If they destroy my Titans, then they're broken through the Valley of Death and they will win this battle report. And of course, for me to win, all I've got to do is stop them getting off the board or utterly destroy them. But this is the Valley of Death. This is a heavily defended zone. So the Legio Ignatum don't have any stratagems that they can play with, but I have a few stratagems. Once a turn, every turn, I can either detonate some thermal mines or call in an artillery strike. And I can do that every turn. So there'll be artillery raining down and mines coming up underneath as these brave heroes charge their way through. Will they get off the board, or will they not get off the board? A couple of shout outs. This battle map brought to you by urbanmats.com. If you want to know how to make this scenery, there is a tutorial on the website, on YouTube, on my YouTube, of how to make this scenery here. And joining me for this epic battle one more time is Mr. AP Byrne.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
No problem, thank you, my sensei, my Jedi master. You are the Adeptus Titanicus player in the house.
Yeah, given the amount of rules that I usually get wrong, I wouldn't quite give me that much praise.
Are you winning now?
Yes.
Because last time we met, you weren't winning very much.
Yeah. I've gone through that phase. I've gone out through the other side. I know how to actually use my Titans. So hopefully I've got a few more wins under my belt.
And you're the good guys, Legio Ignatum.
Always, yes. The defenders of the palace. The
defenders of the palace, that's right. The noblest of the noblest. And you're trying to penetrate the Valley of Death. You're trying to break through the Knights of the Forge.
Yes, we're going for full penetration.
Yes, so this could be very painful for me, but that's it. They've just got to brave the artillery strikes and the mines and try and push through and take Olympus Mons from behind. There's going to be so many puns in this battle.
I know, well, we do love a pun. We can't leave it all to Stylus. So.
Yeah, well done, Stylus. You've polluted our dirty little minds. Right, let's go check out these armies. So here is my maniple. It is not a battle-forged maniple. Narratively speaking, the Titans that were close towards the south of the city of Olympus Mons, the ones closest to the Valley of Death, were quickly mustered and sent into the Valley of Death. So I don't have any Legio-specific traits to benefit my stuff. Of course, the Warlord will be my Princeps Seniaris, and he's a devoted servant of the machine, which means I can add one to my dice roll, any dice roll for making a repair roll every time I make a repair roll. And that's it. We've got some main Titans of the line to defend the fire wasps. And what you see is what you get on these Titans. So laser blasters and the Gatling gun, laser blaster, Gatling gun, apocalypse missile launchers and all the carapaces, and bellicose volcano cannons on the Warlord Titan. Just some big guns to hold the line. And so here is Legio Ignatum. They're going to be facing a Warlord and 2 Reavers, but these guys are much swifter. We have 4 Crastus Knights, 3 Warhound Titans, which are going to form a squadron, and the Reavers in the backfield are not a squadron. So, Mr. AP Byrne, what am I looking at? Who's the Seniaris, etc., etc.?
This chap,
Okay.
who's got a slightly different paint scheme, he's going to be the Princeps Senioris, and he's going to have the trait Swift Killer.
I like it. Very narrative.
Yeah, well, I lose, but I play narrative. So, once per round, before he makes an attack, he can turn up to 45 degrees.
Okay.
But it does mean he's -1 to hit then.
Okay.
And overall, it's a Janissary Battle Maniple,
Okay.
which is from the new Titan Death book. And that basically means that they work really well with knights. So I'm hoping it works well with the list I've brought.
Okay.
Basically, if a Titan in this maniple activates in the movement phase, then I can choose a knight banner within 6 inches. So that'd be these chaps. That's just one banner.
Yeah.
And then once my Titans finish moving, the knight banner can activate. So basically, it's a way of pushing in the queue and don't have to wait for my turn with the knights.
Okay, because it's Titanicus is a turn-by-turn game. I activate, you activate, I activate, you activate. But basically, after activating a Warhound, you can then move the knight straight away.
Yeah. I don't have to wait for you to have a
go. Yeah, nice stuff. And are all the weapons WYSIWYG as well?
Yeah, everything's WYSIWYG. So 2 Warhounds have got the Flamer and the Plasma Blast Gun.
Yeah.
The other one's got a Vulcan Mega Bolter and the Plasma Blast Gun. Then we've got the Gatling Blaster and Power Fist on one of the Reavers, and the Laser Blaster and the Power Fist on the other one.
Okay, so these Reavers really want to come forward and punch my knights.
That is the whole idea of the list, is to get up in your grill.
Yep.
And delete some stuff.
Yep. If one of these Titans gets off the table, it is a victory. If the knights don't get off the table, they don't count. They're just there to harass. And these new Crestus Knights, they can take down Titans. You're telling me they're quite tasty?
They are. They're very fast, and if they can get within 2 inches and ignore the shields, they can deal a big punch. Yep. The Lances are strength 8, so they're pretty tough weapons.
Nice.
And they've got good shields as well, that you get +1 to your shield saves if you've got more than one Lancer in your banner.
So I got 3 models. You've got 9 models. You currently outnumber me 3-1. However, I have got the big boy, the Warlord. So it'll be interesting to see if this fast strike force can make it through the Valley of Death and penetrate Olympus Mons from behind. See, I'm doing it again. Right, let's go to deployment. And we're deployed for this narrative game of Adeptus Titanicus as Legio Ignatum strides forward into the Valley of Death underneath a constant artillery storm while thermal mines blow up beneath their feet. We can see the squadron of Warhounds on the left side and the Knights and the Reavers taking up a central position. And I've spread out across the line. We have Fear the Darkness here, an unnamed Reaver and unnamed Warlord. Just trying to maximize my fire. Now we need to figure out who goes first. So we roll a dice. And I rolled I don't know what that is. A 1. Can you beat a 1? 10.
Yes.
Right, do you want to take first turn?
Given that we're advancing on your positions, I think it'd be rude not to take first turn.
Okay, so it's orders first. Let's do the orders. Orders have been issued. I have first fire orders on all 3 of my Titans. Meanwhile, Mr. AP Byrne managed to put first fire on this Reaver, full stride on the Warhounds, and then the orders collapsed. So these guys over here don't have orders. You have first turn. Which thing are you going to activate first?
I'm going to activate the Warhounds, get them up and moving.
Okay, so they get to move, but because they've got first fire orders, they're not going to be shooting, full stride, but you'll move again in the shooting phase.
Indeed.
Nice. And the Warhounds pounce forward and run straight into a minefield. I'm using my stratagem thermal mines. Happens at the end of the movement phase, and they take D3 hits. That unit to the legs. That's 3 hits to the legs.
Gamey.
Is that going to be... What we're going to do is we're going to randomise it to see which Titan in the unit is hit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. So that's a 1, 2.
That's the Warlord.
And the next one. Okay, so 2 on this one, 1 on that one, and their strength 10 hits to the legs bypassing shields. It's strength 10, so on a 1 or 2 direct hit, or 3 or 4 devastating hit,
Yeah.
a 5, 6 critical hit. So let's do the one that got hit once on the legs, and that's a devastating hit on his legs. And then this guy here, looking for those 5s for these critical hits on the legs. No. So when those mines go off, both of those Titans there take 2 structure points to the legs. Now it's my turn. I'm going to activate first fire on Fear the Darkness. Fear the Darkness firing across the table at the Reaver Titan on first fire orders. Would be hitting on 3s, but you're obscured, so hitting on 4s. And that's 3 hits. And now your shield saves. And you make them all.
Yeah, fine. Thanks to those stones.
Shields holding firm on that Reaver. Now Mr. AP Burn is activating this Reaver, and after it moves, those Knights can immediately move because of his mana pool. So the Reaver moves, the Knights move, and then I'm going to activate first fire orders on this Reaver Titan, firing the Laser Blaster in at those Knights there, because you've told me they're quite nasty in close combat.
They are. Yeah. They've got nasty stabby sticks.
Plus no minuses to hit with this weapon, so I just need to hit them on 3s, and this is a big gun. And I hit once. I wish I had a command point reroll on that. It's a strength 8 weapon, so you have a 5-up iron shield save.
Which becomes a 4-up.
Because
I get +1 to my shield saves if I've got more than 1 Lancer in my banner.
I like
I've got
it.
4 of them.
I like it.
Okay. Make it.
Make it. So all your shields are holding firm for now. I think you've moved and done everything in the orders phase.
I haven't done my first fire order on my...
Oh yeah. So what is he firing at?
He's going to fire his Apocalypse missile launcher at your Reaver.
Okay. So 5 dice coming in hot. -1 to hit. So hitting on 4s. And that's a lot of hits.
That is 4 hits.
And then I need 3-up saves, just like you made all your 3-up saves. I'm going to make all of mine. Or not. 2 shields stripped off. Fear the Darkness there. Now first fire orders on my Warlord Titan. Targeting the Knights. Rolling to hit. That's with the big Bellicose cannon. It misses. Did the Bellicosa get warm? Because it's got the draining thing. Yes, it did.
2 reactors.
Oh no. And now let's scatter the scatter. Let's see where this ends up. Putting it right in the centre. And it scatters only 3 inches. Which direction? Which direction? Need to... That way. And it scatters there, only hitting one of the Knights. Now you've got to make your shield save.
4-up. Nope.
Nope. And that's a strength 10 hit. Let's see how much damage I do. Basically on a 6 I kill a Knight. And that's a 5.
Devastating hit.
And that's the end of the orders phase. All I managed to do is tickle a couple of Knights here. Still a couple of structure points to go. And I've lost some shields, and I've lost some plasma on my Warlord.
And your mind did...
Oh yeah,
give me a slight limp.
Give you a slight limp as well. So now we're going to go on to the damage control phase. You've got some damage to heal on your Warhounds. I've got some damage to heal up here. Then in the damage control phase, I've vented all the plasma on my Warlord. I've managed to reignite one of the shields on the Reaver. You didn't do anything to your Warhounds. And now we're on to the combat phase. Where we start, Mr. AP Ben?
Well, I'm going to fire this Reaver, his Apocalypse missiles into Fear the Darkness.
Okay.
I may as well declare that I'm going to fire the Laser Blaster as well, although I think it's well out of range, but we'll give it a go.
Is it? Okay, so we'll measure up in a minute. Let's see if the Apocalypse manages to crash into him. 5 dice, trying to tickle these shields away. And 4 of them hit again.
Yeah.
Very good shooting text. So it's back to a 3-up. I think I could push the reactor because my reactor's fine. So let's push the reactor as well, which means I get to re-roll 1s on the shield saves. And
good job you did that.
The reactor's fine, and I get to re-roll those 1s. I think I need to roll that again. Let's check the rules. No, I'm good. So I only lost 1 shield on Fear the Darkness, and it didn't cost me any plasma to do it. Then we measured up, and your big gun is out of range. You can't actually touch me, which is nice. I don't like being touched by big laser blasters. So let's activate one of mine. Let's fire everything from this Reaver into your Knights because they're already a little bit injured. So firing the Apocalypse missile launcher, 5 dice, hitting on 3s. I get only 2 hits. It is only a strength 4 weapon, so you get a 3-up, becomes a 2-up save.
All good.
Then the Gatling Blaster, 6 dice, hitting on 3s. And only 2 hits again, and you've got a 2-up save again from the strength 5 weapon.
Oh, 1 goes through.
1 goes through. See what it does. Not a lot.
Nope.
I needed a 9 for a direct hit, so those shots just bounce wide. Now for the Laser Destructor. Only 1 hit again. This is a 4-up save this time. And you make it. Wow. That Reaver, all the shots flickering off the iron shield saves of those Knights there. They're standing firm. Then this Reaver fired back at Fear the Darkness, stripping another shield off of it. And then I got down, checked line of sights, checked ranges. And I can trade fire with that Reaver in the backfield. So let's do that. Let's unload everything at him. Apocalypse missile launchers. 3s to hit. Everything hits. 3 up. Void shields. See if they stand firm.
1 goes 3.
And then the Gatling Blaster's out of range, but the Laser Blaster is in range. I've been rolling 1 less dice, so let's roll that extra dice now. Oh, they all hit. 3 up and bun saves.
1 goes 3 again.
Alicia shields are down to a 4. Right, now it's your turn. Last thing to activate, the Warhounds step around the rocky outcrop there. And now I have my Warlord, my Princeps Seniaris left to activate. And decisions could fire at the Reaver in the backfield. Now its shields are down to a 4-up save, and the Apocalypse missile launcher on this thing isn't going to do much to the Knights. But I've got to hit the stuff in the front rank, I think. The Warhounds and the Knights are closest to me, while the Reavers continue to trade blows and fire across the battle grid. I need to stop these things getting into my front lines. So let's fire everything at these guys. It's -1 to hit because they're partially obscured by this rocky crag here.
They're only Knights.
Apocalypse missile only Knights. They're scary Knights. So this is 4s to hit. 7 2-up saves with their iron shields. And you make them all.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's do the bellicose cannons, which is draining. So the first one hits and costs me a reactor level, and the second one hits and costs me a reactor level. Oh no, that will miss because I need a 4. So the one that missed scattered backwards, but the one that hit twice. So 2 4-up saves, and you make them as well. And that's the end of the everything phase in turn 1. So Fear the Darkness is 1 away from losing his shields entirely. The Warlord is burning plasma. In return, I'll basically tickle the Knights a little bit, and that Reaver and those Warhounds. That's it. So not a lot of damage in turn 1, but now we're going to go on to turn 2, and let's find out who has the initiative. So I need to roll better than a 1 this time. I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 10. Better than that.
You rolled a 4. No, so I have the initiative. Let's go on to the orders phase. So in the orders phase, managed to get first fire orders off on all my Titans again. Then what happened to you?
Sorry, not much. I rolled a 4 on my Warlord, that's the Warhound.
And you need a 5.
And I need a 5.
And once you fail an order, you can't give any more orders.
Yes, sadly, because I'm not using the Axiom battle line that gives me the rerolls.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
So not only is artillery coming down from the sky and mines blowing up underfoot, but it seems that there is a comms scrambler. And yeah, that's unfortunate. So let's activate. So we're in the movement phase. First fire on the Warlord Titan, firing at the Knights 1 more time with a bellicose. That's a hit, and it cost me a plasma.
No, that's Awaken the Machine Spirit.
Oh no. The Machine Spirit wakes up, and I get a 4. So the Warlord acted belligerently and moved D6 inches, which was 6 inches, straight towards the closest enemy unit, and I don't get to fire. And then the Knights took opportunity of that, the Machine Spirit, and decided to dart forward. So now I'm going to activate this Reaver firing down at the Knights, remembering that I've got 1 more dice in my hand. I need 3s to hit. Laser Blaster hits twice, and you fail 1 of the saves. Strength 8 hit.
Ooh.
That's a 14 hit.
That is devastating.
Nice.
But you haven't killed a Knight.
No?
Not
Okay,
yet.
so you're on your lowest bracket, but the Knights, basically 1 more hit on these guys, you're going to lose a Knight.
Indeed.
Okay, now it's your turn to activate. Then the Reaver on the right darted forward, and now my Reaver with first fire orders is going to fire at these Knights. I'm going to need 4s to hit because they are obscured. I hit twice. 2 4-up and buns again. And you make them again every single time. And here we are after the movement phase entirely. The Warhounds pushing their reactor. Should mention, it didn't cost him anything. It did cost him a bit of plasma when he pushed his reactor. The other Reaver moving forward, not pushing their reactor at all. And these Warhounds have ran through a thermal minefield again. I want to think that it's spread out along here. So they're going to take D3 hits to their legs with my stratagem for another 3 hits. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's on this guy who's
Yep.
already injured, and on the guy at the back, and on the guy at the back. So he gets hit twice, he gets hit once. This one actually isn't injured yet, right?
Yeah, correct.
So strength 10 hits on the legs. Ooh, that's a critical and a devastating. And this is the result on that Warhound Titan, which happens to be the Warlord as well. A couple of critical hits now. His stabilizers are damaged, and he's lost all the structure points on his legs. So he's in a bad way. Now let's do a strength 10 hit on the one at the front. And that's a devastating hit. He'll lose 2 structure points. And that Warhound Titan is losing a lot of structure on his legs as well. Right, that was the end of the movement phase. Then we went on to the damage control phase, and Fear the Darkness over here has recovered a number of shields, and my Warlord vented all of his plasma, which is nice. And what happened to your Manipul?
I vented some plasma on the Reaver, and I recovered a shield as well. But that was it.
A plaster on the shield.
Yes,
Right.
Quite effective.
Right, let's shoot some guns. I really, really, really don't like these knights. They're a bit danger close to my lines.
Or are they a massive distraction unit?
Well, they're working. So let's do all the guns from the Warlord Titan into the knights. Apocalypse missile launchers coming in hot. And 9 hits this time. 9 times, Bueller. 9 2-ups. 2 of them get through, but can I damage you? I think I can.
Yep. That's definitely a dead knight.
Finally, one of the knights falls. Now we're going to go on to the bellicose cannon. This one, firing over the rock, is direct. So I only need a 3. But it does cost me a reactor point. And you center the blast marker. I was going to put it over the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And because the center is there, that'll be 2 hits on him. And 1 on that, and 1 on that. That's 4 hits. Right, strength 10 plus goes straight through. What did we learn?
We learned that, I can't defend against hits, and I can't remember the Iron Shield rules.
Yeah, so
but
we're okay. We're okay. So previous turns, let's say back there. Look, I've got lots of stratagems that I'm using and throwing all over the place. While you were back shielded by the other knights, you were having an Iron Shield save. Let's twist narrative about it. But basically,
we were sharing shields.
Yes, you were sharing shields. Now, I just blast straight through the shields, do lots and lots of damage at strength 10. And that's pretty nasty. And when the smoke clears, only the Baron is left standing. Ooh, that hurt. Now the other Volcano Blaster Bellicose Laser Cannon is firing in as well. But this is -1 to hit. So this one will hit on a 4. And it hits. And that'll be 2 hits straight on him. No saves allowed. Will he die? Yes. Yes, I think he might be dead.
Yep.
That's devastating. And that's, yeah. And the Warlord Titan speaks, and the Knight banner have been deleted, or rather, new model syndrome.
Yeah.
When did you finish painting them?
4 hours ago.
Nice. Thank you very much. Well, thank you for getting them painted for the show.
So that I could take them off the board very rapidly.
Yeah. Well, they were a bit close, and they got strength 8 weaponry, which can get inside my void shields and start doing nasty damage to some Titans, so I had to get rid of them. But as you say, they are a distraction unit. If you just get one of these things off the table, you're going to win. Anyway, now you get to activate a squadron or a Reaver or something. What do you want to activate? Are you thinking?
I'm thinking. Yeah, thinking.
So activating the Warhound Squadron, chucking all of their weapons at the same time, doing a coordinated strike against Fear the Darkness. Which will be +1 to their armor penetration rolls, assuming you get through.
Yes.
What weapon are you firing first, sir?
We'll do the Mega Bolter first to
Nice.
try and strip some shields away.
Yep. Back up to 4 shields, you know.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do.
Yes. Right. And 4 of them get through. I have 4 3-up shield saves. Do I push my reactor? My reactor's on full. So I think I'm going to push the reactor, which means I'll get to re-roll once. And it costs me a reactor, I lose a shield anyway. So diverting power to shields there didn't help me, cost me a reactor point, and now we've got loads of plasma shots trying to tickle off the rest of the void shields. So the first 2 plasma shots managed to strip the shields. Shields are down, and now we have 1 last plasma. Are you overcooking it?
No.
No. And one of them hits.
And the other one scatters.
Let's find out where the scatter ends up. 5 inches to...
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah. So one shot scattered off, one of them hit. Because it's a blast, that counts as 2 hits. Let's find out where that goes. And that's 2 hits in the legs.
So strength 10 and a strength 12.
Strength 10 did nothing. The strength 12 took off just 1 structure point from the legs of Fear the Darkness. But as mentioned, its shields are now down. That's the end of the coordinated attack because the 2 flamers are out of range. So now it's my turn to trade blows with those warhounds. Now they may be injured in the legs, but their shields are still on full. So let's start stripping off some of those shields. Fear the Darkness firing back with its Apocalypse missile launchers. So thinking about this one, if I fired that one, it'd be -1 to hit because that squadron is obscured. Over here though, I can see them. 3s. And 2 shields. You can share those shields out.
Yeah.
But let's do the Gatling Blaster as well. And that hits 4 times. 4 more 3-up saves because you're merging the shields. And you only lose 1 more shield. So at the end of that, I only stripped 3 shields off. Are you putting them all on the same Warhound, the uninjured one?
No, the first ones are going on this uninjured one.
Yep.
And then the other one that you've just taken off is going on the one at the front.
Sweet. Right, let's fire the laser blaster. That hits twice. 2 more shield saves. Again, merging away so you can do it on 3s.
Both go through.
Interesting. At the end of that, I haven't busted through the shields because they're merging shields all over the place. 2 of the Titans, very weak shields. The Princeps only dropped 1 on the shields. And now it's your turn. And which Reaver are you picking? Then we carried on with the combat phase. This Reaver over here firing in at my Reaver in the centre, stripping all the shields down but 1. Then I fired back at the Warhounds, stripping a couple more shields off. Basically all these Warhounds now are saving on 4s or 5s on their shields. And then you selected the last thing to fire. Over here, firing at Fear the Darkness. The Apocalypse missile launcher didn't do anything, but the laser blaster's finally in range. So let's see if you can hurt. But it is forced to hit because I am partially obscured.
Here we go.
One hit gets through. I wonder where that hit lands. And it hits the body at strength 8. Ouch. That was a devastating hit. Couple of hits off the body on Fear the Darkness. 1 hit on the legs. No shields. He's looking a bit injured. And that is the end of turn 2. So essentially, my Titan over here is poorly. Shields, everything, poorly. Both of these guys are okay, but he's on 1 shield left. And your Warhounds have taken hits to the legs and have taken a bunch of shields, but generally speaking, you're okay. So the Warhound's looking a bit poorly. Fear the Darkness looking a bit poorly, and that is the end of turn 2. However, your locomotors on that guy
stabilizers are damaged.
All right, so
which basically I roll d6, 1, 2, 3. It turns 45 degrees left, 4, 5, 6, 45 degrees to the right. So to the left.
So it gets a bit wobbly at the end of the turn. He can't stabilise himself properly. And that is the end of turn 2. Turn 3, we roll a dice, see who's got initiative. And you roll a
2.
Is that a 2? I can beat a 2. 8, I can beat a 2. I have initiative. Time to put first fire everywhere again, I think. Mind you, if I don't put... Because you could come forward and you're going to be in flame range. What's the movement of these guys?
They can move 12 if I push the reactor.
I don't think you're going to be able to get in.
No, sorry, 9 if I push the reactor.
Because if you get within 2 inches, those flamers will be inside my void shields. So I think I've got 1 more turn before you get inside the void shields. So yeah, let's go on to the orders phase and try and put first fire across the line 1 more time. Once the orders were issued, first fire on these 2 Titans on the left, but Fear the Darkness, who's been taking a pounding, failed his orders check. And then you put first fire orders on your Reaver for the first time because you're in range, and then the order systems collapsed. Didn't work on him. So now we're on to the movement phase. The first fire orders kick in. I'm going to fire my Apocalypse missile launcher straight down at these Warhounds because their shields are fizzing out. But it is minuses to hit because there is a rock face in the way. So 4s. That's still a juicy pile of hits there. I knocked that one over. That's 7 hits.
Cheating.
No, it was. I'm not stylist. 7 hits. Which is your best shield? Now you're merging shields everywhere.
All 4s now.
They're all on 4s.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think the shields are going to collapse.
Yep, I think that's pretty accurate.
all the shields. So there's one big bubble as they're merging shields, and now it pops, and all of their shields are down, and those warhounds are exposed. Now the Reaver Titan are the Fire Wasps, taking advantage of first fire orders and the fact that Fear the Darkness's shields are down, firing away with a laser blaster, hitting on 4s because of the obscuredness. All 3 hit. Oh no. They smash into the body, which is already wounded. It's strength 10 on the body, so you've got strength 8, so that would be a little one, and a really big one. That was 2 direct hits and a devastating hit on the body. Any more hits on the body and Fear the Darkness is going to take critical damage. Right, last order to resolve. Taking advantage that their shields are down, I'm going to fire my laser blaster at the Warhounds. 4s to hit because they're obscured and only 1 gets through. Where does that hit land? It lands special, so that's a body, and this is a strength 8 hit, plus 2 is 10. That's only a little nibble. Then we carried on the movement phase. This is the end of the movement phase, pushing the reactor on the Warhound Titans, pushing the reactor on the Reaver Titan there, and you're getting very close to the lines, deeper and deeper into the Valley of Death. Guess what happened? They went through a minefield.
What are the chances?
Yeah, it just seems to be wherever they go.
Sure, he didn't go through a minefield.
No. The way I figure it is, they're blowing up the mines. They're the closest, furthest thing. The knights hug to the side, but this whole area is scattered, and so they're detonating all the mines. You see, it's not that I'm picking on them. They're detonating all the mines as they're running up the Valley of Death.
You and your gamey stratagems.
D3 hits. I've been getting 3 hits every time. And I get 2 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 on him and 1 on him. Strength 10 on his legs. He's already taken a critical hit. So now your Warlord is down to his last critical damage.
And that means he's immobilised.
Is he?
Yeah.
Your Warlord's immobilised. Beautiful. Now this guy, who's also injured, just takes a little hit, a little tickle. So the Princeps Seniorus, not only is his shields are gone, but he's now immobilised down to the lowest track on the legs. And if he takes any more damage on the legs, he's going to go bye-bye. Meanwhile, the other Titan, which is getting hit on the legs and hitting on the legs, is at his first damage on the critical tract as well. And that's the end of the movement phase. We're straight into the damage control phase. So let's do this on camera because you need to repair critical damage on your Warlord,
no problem.
on your Titan.
I'm looking for 5s and 6s.
And that's a 5.
So I can repair the critical damage
by 1.
By 1.
And then do you want to do this guy? Because he's got to
drop his reactor as well.
Okay.
Nope,
nothing. And what about this guy? He needs shields at least. The Warhound Titan. Oh yeah, you can recover 2 shields. Oh no,
sadly I can't because I need a 6 to reignite them.
You're right. It's 6s to reignite the shields, and at the bottom the shields are down, and on 5s once the shields are reignited. So basically, all the shields on your Warhounds are still down. So shields are still down. He's still immobilised. You vented some plasma on there. Now, Fear the Darkness. I need a 6 to reignite his shields. I get a 6, and I can push it up the track 1. So it did look like this. Now it looks like this. My reactor's fine, and I've got a little bit of shields. Then after the damage control phase and shields flickering back into life, Fear the Darkness fired point blank at this Titan here. I've taken a couple of hits off the body with a Gatling blaster, and now the laser blaster comes in, 3s to hit. I hit twice. Where do those hits land? I want the body.
Yeah.
And that's the body. And I get +1 to this damage because he's already taken damage to the body. Strength 8 +1. That's nasty. And this is this Titan before it takes the damage. And this is the Titan after it takes the damage. Full critical hits on the body. Its reactor is leaking. The VSG is burnt out. He's in a bad way. So what's VSG burnout?
Means that my shields are completely burnt out. I can't raise them again, even if I roll a 6 in a repair phase.
That sounds bad.
It's not good.
You know what will make you feel better?
If I get him off the table and win.
That's true, yeah. His reactor's burnt out. You can just run him forward next turn. Interesting.
This is the charge of the Light Brigade.
It is through the Valley of Death. What might also make you feel better is you can fire back at me now.
Yes, also I'm in flamer range.
Oh no. So using a coordinated strike to fire all the Warhounds on Fear the Darkness one more time. The front Titan is in flamer range. That flamer is 3 auto hits. I only got 2 shields left. Let's push the reactor one more time. All power to shields. And then make the saves. Now the plasma blast gun coming in hot. And it misses. He is injured, let's face it. So he's spraying wildly. Plasma shots, flamer shots, going wild. Wide? Wild. Wide. That works. Then 5 hits came in with the Vulcan Mega Bolter. Again, pushing the reactor. Power to shields. Forced to save. And I can re-roll that 1. That's 1 shield down. If I make this save, I still have a shield, my friend. No, the power to shields phase. It cost me
Excellent.
2 plasma reactors and the shields are down. And it looks like this. I'm dangerously close to overcooking my reactor. The shields are gone. The body has been taking a pounding. Now the rest of the plasma gun shots are going to come thumping in. Right, here we go. What was that?
Maximal fire on that plasma blast
What's the
gun.
maximum? What's that?
It's essentially overcharging.
Is it?
But yeah, basically, if I roll a 1, I
Yes.
increase my reactor level by 2.
Okay,
But I also get plus 2 strength hits.
nice.
And given you have no shields, if I hit your body, it's bad.
You could target it, you know. Targeted attack on the body, minuses to hit. But then you'd be hitting on 5s.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think,
Just going to spray and pray.
Yeah, let's give it a go. So let's see
Okay.
where it lands.
It lands in the body anyway.
Let's
But
see.
now you've got to hit. 3s to hit. Don't roll 1s. So 1 costs you 1 plasma. 1 hits the body at strength, whatever it is. Roll a dice and let's work out the damage. Ooh. 15 is a critical hit on my plasma, on my body. So that goes there. And because I can't move it along anymore, it goes there. Basically, double critical hit on the body. And my reactor is leaking. And I've got VSG burnout as well. So I can't reignite my shields ever, right? That's how that works.
Excellent.
And you've still got 1 more plasma from this squad to fire in this guy.
Indeed.
Firing in. Are you doing that maximal fire thing again?
Yeah, I am.
Are you going to target the body?
No.
No?
No, we're just going to
Spray and pray. Okay. Good luck. This could be an engine kill.
Okay, so let's see if we hit first.
Both hit. Where does it land? Body. Body. Okay. Let's roll damage and hope you roll a bunch of 1s. We have an engine kill. So one of the hits knocks it to there. The next hit knocks it out. Engine kill. Catastrophic damage table is a 5. Wildfire. The Titan turns in a random direction, then shoots with each of its weapons that is not disabled, and all of them are not disabled, one after the other, targeting the nearest thing. So let's see which direction Fear the Darkness stumbles in before he falls over. Okay, that's okay. Mind you, the apocalypse.
It's 360.
Yes.
And I'm nearest.
Yes. Spraying and praying as he falls over doesn't hurt the Warhound Titans with the Apocalypse missile launcher. That was a pretty... See, that cheered you up.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't want to go home anymore.
So to cheer me up, this one is going to fire at this really injured Warhound Titan right in front of me. So firing the Apocalypse missile launcher in, I got a hit 5 times, and special is the body.
It is indeed.
And your body is at the last track on the critical thing.
It is.
This is only strength 4, but it's +3 because your structure to your body is so compromised. And if I get one of these over a 10, it's a dead Warhound, and we're going to have 2 engine kills. Dead. Multiple dead Warhound Titan. Kablooey.
How do I go down?
Oh yes, do you go down fighting?
6.
That's wildfire as well, I think.
It is. It is wildfire.
So let's roll a scatter dice and hope you turn around and spray your own army with your... Ooh, this could be painful. So we have our second engine kill, and before this guy goes down, he stumbles around, his flamer belching in all direction, hitting the nearest target flame, friend or foe. And there's a flamer there, which is inside your shields.
Don't have any shields anyway.
You don't have any shields anyway. Let's see where this hit lands. And
Body.
that's a special, so that's on the body, and it's a strength 7 weapon. Has this guy taken any hits to the body already?
No, he's
He's
fresh.
okay.
Yeah.
He's not fresh now. And the Flamer took his structure points all the way down and put 2 critical hits on him. And now the Plasma Blast Gun is going to thump into this Titan as well. But it counts as a ballistic skill of 5.
Yeah.
So you really want this to miss.
Yeah.
One of them hits. Where does the hit land?
Body.
That's the body again. And this is a strength 8.
It is a strength 8.
Is a 10 plus 3 on the body is 13.
Yeah, 13.
That's a critical hit.
Yeah.
Which puts this Warhound down to its last bracket on its body. So one of the Titans goes down, and as he goes out in a blaze of glory, ignites the body of the Titan behind him and puts plasma shots into him. And this one, all of a sudden, no shields and can't take any more hits on his body. And that was just the Apocalypse missile launcher. I wish I had split fire orders onto him, because he was thumping all of his shots into the ground there. If I had split fires, now I could pick on that one. But, yeah.
I've changed my mind. I want to go home.
After that glorious destruction, 2 engine kills down. I've got my Warlord left to fire. Mr. AP Burner's got both of his Reavers left to fire. And this Reaver is firing in at my Reaver that has only got a couple of shields left. So first up, the Apocalypse missile launcher coming in hot.
Let's do it.
That's enough. I need 4 up saves. Shields are down. Shields are down. And now the Gatling Blaster can unload. 3's to hit. Many DACA.
4.
4. Right, you need to find out where that lands and what damage does it do. Body hits.
There's lots of body hits.
I know. Strength 5 on the body. And that 6 will take off a structure point.
Yeah.
So shields are down. It takes his first bit of structure point damage. And now my last thing left to fire is my Warlord Titan. The arc on the Apocalypse missile launchers is straight. So it can only fire the Bellicose. Can't see the Titan on the left. This guy's only lost 1 shield. So let's be rude and put 2 Bellicose laser cannons into this guy here. If the center of the Apocalypse marker, well, let's first try and hit. I need to hit. And it cost me 2 on the reactor, and that's a hit. And the Volcano Cannon is a blast marker, so the center of the blast marker is over this guy, so he takes 2 hits. That's what happens if the center's over. But the blast still clips this guy, so he takes 1 hit. Now, 2 hits on him. If this hits his body, he's got no structure points left, no critical left on him, right?
He goes boom.
So if this is a body hit, that's an auto engine kill. Yeah. Legs.
Whoop.
2 hits on the legs. That's 11 that's strength 11. That was 2 structure points off of his legs. He's okay. Now on to your Warlord. Now, is he down on the lowest bracket anywhere?
No, his legs are pretty knackered, but we managed to repair him last time. So
okay, and this hits him in the weapon. It's a strength 10 hit in the weapon. I think that's an auto disabled.
It is, yeah.
On a 1, 2, 3, it's the Plasma. 4, 5, 6, it's the Gatling. So the Megabolt is disabled, and his legs are a bit injured. The other guy, critical hit, 1 more on the body. And you know what? I've got the second Volcano Cannon coming in. Just need to hit. Put in the blast marker there. Let's see if it hits. That's a hit. Once again, 2 hits on this guy. 1 hit on that guy. Just need to hit his body. 1 hit on the body, and this is an engine kill. We've been here before. Special.
Oh,
that's a body hit. He's got no more structure points. That is an engine kill. Right, let's roll on the catastrophic damage table, see what happens to him. 4. What is a 4, sir?
Laid low. D6 in a random direction.
Okay. So that Warhound was laid low. He just stumbled over, fell over, and he's gone. And now a hit on this one with the Bellicose Volcano Cannon.
Ah, no.
Hits his legs. It's strength 10 plus 3 is 13.
Plus 3.
I think
so that's 16, so that's critical.
So he was immobilized, you repaired it, he came forward into Volcano Cannon fire, and now he's immobilized again, and he can't take any more hits on the legs whatsoever. However, I've fired all my guns, and you've got 1 more Reaver left to speak.
Indeed.
And this Reaver is out of shields. And the Reaver fired in and disabled my Gatling gun on this Reaver Titan over here. Ouch. And now the laser blaster.
Yep.
It's -1 to hit.
Yeah, so 4s.
And 2 of them hit anyway. Where does that land? Please don't hit. Because I've got no shields left. Actually, his structural points are quite good. But let's see where that ends up. And the clusters hit the head for a lot of damage. This is what it looked like before I took the damage to the head. Here we are after the damage to the head. So a bit of a headache, but not critically damaged yet. And that is the end of turn 3. What a devastating turn. 2 Warhounds and a Reaver Titan dying. However, you're very close to running off the table. So Legio Ignatum continue to stride forward into the Valley of Death, and him becoming immobilized, your Princeps Seniaris, is critical.
It is.
Because if he wasn't immobilized, what you could have done in the next turn is put the full stride orders on him, and he could have moved forward, and then in the combat phase, ran off the table. But you're not going to be able to do that now. You're going to need to repair him, make sure he's mobile, maybe emergency repairs on him, and he won't be able to get off the table this turn. So that potentially could be game-changing, the fact that he's immobilized. These thermal mines proving this minefield across the battle grid here, proving very, very critical. But this time I think artillery might rain from the sky. Now my Warlord is relatively untouched. This Reaver's taken a lot of damage, but your 2 Reavers are relatively undamaged. So it's going to be very interesting what happens in turn 4, 5, 6. We're not playing random game lengths. We're going to keep going until someone wins. Until either the Fire Wasps get off the table or I destroy them utterly. So let's go on to turn 4, 3, some other turn. Rolling to see who goes first. Good luck. You get a 5. I get a 1. You have the initiative. Right, in the orders phase, you managed to get all your orders off this turn, and he put emergency repairs on so he can get a repair roll. The Reaver Titan has got full stride. He's not going to be shooting, but he can move twice, and the one in the backfield has got first fire, so he can fire. I didn't put any orders on my Titans, because once these guys can't start moving forward down the field, then I'm going to be out of range for the Apocalypse Blasters if the shields come back on. And if I put first fire on, I fire in the movement phase and not move in the movement phase. As I don't have any orders on my Titans, that means in the movement phase I can move round and start targeting them with all of my firepower. With emergency repairs on the Warhound, this is a crucial repair roll which you do immediately. And fails. Can't repair any critical damage on his legs. He's still immobilized. Have been able to repair the gun. And at the end of the strategy phase, an artillery bombardment comes in.
Who'd have thunk it?
Coordinates acquired, sir. Place a blast marker. Scatter D10. We're going back that way, 10. And the artillery barrage misses. Oh no. Anyway, let's go on to the movement phase. See, there's a reason why I dropped the artillery barrage in. Because it says the thermal mines happen after the movement phase. So after you've moved, I could have decided to put some thermal mines under him, even though he didn't move. And he's on critical on the legs, and it would have probably killed him. But that seems very gamey to me.
Well, you know, I'm surprised you didn't do it anyway.
It seems very gamey to me. If it happens after the movement phase, I want them to wander into a minefield, not just have him stand still and suddenly there's some more bombs going off under his legs. So yeah, we're going to move. And there's only one thing in your army that can move, that has the full stride orders. So he can sort of squeeze past there. With pushing the reactor a little, the Reaver Titan manages to get past his immobilized Warlord, and that is the end of the movement phase. Now we're on to the damage control phase. Oh no, I need to move mine. So stuck in first fire mode, forgot to move them. Now I've moved them, lining up all the shots on these closest guys here. Now we're into the damage control phase. And you really need to repair your Warlord.
I do.
Let's see if this works.
Nope.
Then at the end of that phase, my Warlord vented all of his plasma. He's essentially untouched, and I put one shield back on this Reaver Titan who's a little bit crippled. Have you done anything?
I managed to get the reactor back down into the yellow for the Princeps.
Okay.
And for the Reaver, my shields are full and my reactor's in the green as well, so a little bit.
Right, let's go on to the combat phase. This Reaver Titan makes a break for it, taking advantage of those full stride orders there, which means that the arcs on the two weapons on this Reaver Titan can't hit it, and his shields are still pretty tough. Despite that, yeah, see, that's the thing. I could try and strip the shields off with his Apocalypse, because this Apocalypse won't target him. Strip the shields off with the Apocalypse, and then fire the Bellicose cannons down at this one, and then I'm fired, and then I'm done. And then... Or I could just pick on your Warhound back there. But see, the thing is, if I pick on your Warhound and kill him, which I think I should be able to do because his shields are gone and his legs are really injured. If I kill him and if this thing gets off next turn, then you win. So I have to fire at him. I must fire at him. So let's do that.
Tactics.
So yeah, it's got to be done. So the Apocalypse has got a 3/6 missed arc. So I'm going to rain missiles, danger close, straight into this. Does it have a minimum range? No, let's just fire. So his other guns are probably punching into the ground over there, missing the Warhound. The Apocalypse coming into this Reaver, and 4 of them hit. The Reaver's got a 3-up save on his shields. He loses a shield, and it's down to a 4-up save on his shield, and that's my Reaver. Then we remembered that this guy had a first fire order. So during the movement phase, it is the movement phase. No, it isn't. It's the combat phase.
Combat phase.
During the movement phase, yeah, he would have fired his Apocalypse launcher in on my Reaver that reignited one of his shields, and 4 of them get through. I think my shields are gone again.
Yep.
The shields are gone again. And now in the combat phase, you can fire the laser blasters into my Reaver Titan.
It's your turn all along.
Yes, it's your turn to fire anyway. Laser blasters coming in hot. One hit. Where does that land? Don't hit the head. It's the body. Thank you. And that stings a bit, but not much. Then the Apocalypse launcher came in and took another structure point off the body. This is what that Reaver Titan's looking like. No shields. The head and the body are injured. Now it's my Warlord Titan's turn to speak. You are in the arc, using this handy thing in the box of Adeptus Titanicus. You are in the arc of my volcano cannons. However, it's -1 to hit because I'm firing past or through the Reaver right in front of me. And this is a blast, so it could scatter in some interesting directions. So let's put the first shot and let's put the blast over here. Let's see if it hits first. That's a hit at -1. That hits on a 4. Does cost me a reactor. So it'll land there. 2 strength 10 hits, so 2 shield saves of 4 up.
Nope.
No. And I don't know where your shields are now. It's still got 1 shield left. It seemed like such a waste firing a volcano cannon. But that's a miss, because it's -1 to hit. Now I need to scatter. Please don't scatter that far. Please. Again, putting the template in the corner. 4 inches that way might hit my Titan. It just misses my Titan, but does clip this Titan. So 1 more shield save on your Reaver.
4 up this time. Yes.
And the shields hold firm. And that is the end of turn 4. We think it's turn 4. And this Reaver Titan of Legio Ignatum is making a dash through the Valley of Death, trying to get to the city of Olympus Mons. Will he succeed? Let's find out in what we think is turn 5. Right, we need to see who's got initiative. And if you get initiative, you've probably won. There's some desperate moves that I might be able to pull off to try and stop you from running off the board and killing you. So this is a critical roll, no pressure.
They're all critical rolls.
Let's see what you get.
9.
9, that's quite high.
10 or more. 9.
9, that's a re-roll.
Build the tension.
Yeah, who'd have thunk it? Let's go. You get a 5. Okay.
50,
do you want a command
chance.
point re-roll that?
Even if I could, I wouldn't.
10. 10. The Knights of the Forge have initiative. Is this enough to stop that Reaver Titan from winning this game from Legio Ignatum? Let's go on into the orders phase and let's find out. So in the orders phase, no orders on my guys because I need to move them. You did put emergency repairs on your Princeps Seniaris one more time, and then the order systems collapsed. So you wanted full stride on the Reaver so you could run round, because I intend to get in front of you. And you needed full stride so you could turn, you could move off, and you could run. But without full stride, I don't think you can get off the table this turn.
Not this turn, no.
But let's see if you repair your Warlord.
Still looking for 5s and 6s.
You can.
I can.
He's no longer immobilized. So I've pushed the reactor on the Reaver Titan and he steps to the side. Then the Warlord pushed his reactor and darted forward because his locomotives are seized, so he's moving half range. So he didn't get as far forward as he wanted to. It also puts your plasma into the orange.
Does indeed.
So in the damage control phase, there could be an explosion.
Well, it'd be fun, won't it?
Let's move the Warlord. Then the Warlord pushed his reactor and is lining up his guns. Then the damaged Reaver on one shield left pushed his reactor, and he's right at the edge of the Valley of Death. You can smell the burning hablocks in the distance. Then in the damage control phase, you put a couple more shields back on your Reaver Titan. I managed to reignite my shields on my Reaver Titan and vent some plasma on the Warlord. This is critical stuff because I need to kill both of these. So I also repaired the gun, the Gatling blaster on the Reaver, because essentially he needs to kill that. Because if he doesn't, if I basically put all the firepower into the Reaver Titan and kill it with both of these Titans this turn, then the Warlord will just run off, the Warhound will just run off. So I need to kill the Warhound with the Reaver, and I have to kill the Reaver with my Warlord. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Both of these Titans have to die, or Mr. AP Burn will win. So yeah, shields back, guns back. And you put a couple more shields on your Reaver Titan, which is highly annoying. And failed to vent any plasma or do anything for your Warhound, but you're in the orange. Your plasma
Indeed.
is running hot. So let's roll on the damage and see what happens to your to the reactor.
It's a D6.
It's a
if I'm in the
D6,
orange.
yeah, on the orange. 3.
3.
What does a 3 do?
Power failure.
Okay.
Void shields collapse. I haven't got any anyway.
Yeah.
If they've already collapsed, then I treat it as a plasma leak, which means I get D3, strength 9 hits to the body.
Is his body already injured, or is it the legs?
His legs are completely injured. His body has no damage.
Oh,
this
so
should
you're
be
okay. D3, strength 9 hits to the body. For 1, I'll roll the damage. That's the wrong dice.
Tension.
That's just a direct hit to the body.
Yeah.
And his body was undamaged before.
It was
So
indeed.
his plasma is leaking all over the place. His body is overheating and glowing hot. At least you appear on the thermal scanners quite well.
Distraction.
Yeah. That's the end of the damage control phase. Now let's go on to the combat phase. Right. Need to kill both of these Titans. So let's fire the Apocalypse missile launcher at this injured Warhound. At the end of the damage control phase, there's an artillery strike. No, that was the strategy phase. I missed it. Let's say we're out of mines, we're out of artillery. Let's fire at this guy with the Apocalypse missile launcher. 3s to hit. Let's find out where that hit is. It's on the weapon.
Excellent.
And 1, 2, 3, it's left. 4, 5, 6, it's right. So it's going to hit the plasma. At strength 4, there's a 10. That plasma gun is now immobilized or disabled. The Warlord's taken a battering, but he's still going. Now let's do the Gatling blaster at him. 3s to hit. And that hits the weapon. Is it the disabled weapon on a 1, 2, 3? No, it hits the other weapon. Strength 5. That's a 9. Is that enough to disable? Yeah.
That's enough.
So his legs are wobbly and both of his arms are now immobilized and steaming. And now let's fire. I have to do a targeted attack. I'm going to target the body because his body's on critical, right? So this is minus
Sorry,
2
his
to
legs
are on critical.
My bad.
So this is minus 2 to hit.
Yep.
But if I get 1 hit on the legs, it's an engine kill. I've got 3 dice. Instead of hitting on 3s, I'm hitting on 5s. Just 1 hit on his legs. For the Omnisire. No! The shots go wide. The Warhound Titan
Heretics.
will live. It's still not game over. I need to take out this Reaver. This one might not have enough run in him because he's so he's wounded and walking very slowly. I might be able to block his flight to stop him getting off the table. But part one of the plan didn't work. This thing can't. Oh yeah, now it's your turn to fire. He can fire because you didn't do any. Oh, that one over there. Okay, so firing in at my Reaver Titan with all of his guns. Then this Reaver fired in the Apocalypse missile launcher, only stripping one shield off of him. So the laser blaster had to strip the other shields off of him, the shields that I carefully rebuilt. Now my Reaver Titan has lost all of its shields again, but didn't do any critical damage. Now we're on to the Warlord Titan, firing in at this Reaver. Warlord versus Reaver. The Apocalypse launcher is in arc. Let's strip these last 3 shields off. 3s to hit. And that's only 5 hits. 4
It's
up
the
saves?
average, yeah.
Oh no, shields are okay. Just losing 1 shield there, then the Bellicosa shoots and scatters off the battle grid, completely missing, and then the second Bellicosa shoots. And the Bellicosa hits, and this Reaver Titan still has 1 shield left. Then the Apocalypse launcher from the Reaver that's running for it spun around on its axis and fired into my Reaver with no shields left, taking a couple of hits off the head. And we think that's the end of turn 5. Well, that's definitely the end of the turn. We think it's turn 5. And now we need to roll for initiative to see who has initiative in turn 6. Let's say it's turn 6. So roll a dice. 10. I've got a 1, which means you have initiative, which means it will be a victory for Legio Ignatum, because even if I put first fire orders on my things, I can fire one of them in and strip the shields. And then, because the orders happen in the movement phase. The first fire happens in the movement phase. So let's say I got first fire on these guys. And then I select one of them, first fire in the movement phase, and strip his last shield off. And then you can activate this in the movement phase and run off. I can't fire enough gun into him to stop him getting out of the Valley of Death. So it is a victory for Legio Ignatum. And so at the end of this battle report, Legio Ignatum run the gauntlet of the Valley of Death and make it in to the rear lines of Olympus Mons. And so the House of the Forge and the brave, noble defenders of the city will have to fight off a Titan attack from the rear. That was a very interesting game. It worked out really well in the end.
Yeah, it could have gone either way for most of that game. It wasn't until I got that Reaver snuck him into the corner that it was a sure thing.
I think picking on the Knights was the right option, because if you'd have got in, one of my Reavers would have died quite quickly. And then picking on the fast stuff, picking on the Warhounds was the right thing. But there was a couple of very critical repair rolls, some very critical dice rolling at the end. And you managed to run through in the end, get off the table. Now this one is very injured. This guy's had his arms blown off and his legs, and he's been staggering away for a while. He's been taking the hit. He's still there. He's still there. And my Warlord Titan is uninjured, and but he won't be able to chase the Reaver. The Reaver mainline Titan is much faster than him. He can duck and weave through the hablocks. Mind you, I guess I could just fire my bellicose cannon through the hablock to hit.
Very heretical.
Very heretical. I think in that Dan Abnett book, Titanicus, that's what a Warlord Titan does to get an engine kill in. He just fires straight through a bit. Have you read that book?
Yes, I have. And I love the fact that Warhounds hide in warehouses and burst out of them.
Yeah, with their powered down in some massive manufacturer, and just powered down, sitting cold, and suddenly come charging out. For anyone who hasn't read that book, Titanicus by Dan Abnett, you must check it out. It is epic. It's also set during the Sabbath Worlds Crusade, so it's set in the Gaunt's Ghost universe.
Yeah.
And Gaunt's Ghost, here's a public service announcement, Gaunt's Ghost, I think, is the best series written in the Black Library. One of the things about Gaunt's Ghost is it just gets better. The first series is good, and then the second one's even better, then the third one's even better. And unlike Horus Heresy, which is on 45 or 46 books now, you can get through Gaunt's Ghost quite quickly, quite speedily. Anyway, public service announcement over. Thank you very much to Mr. ATP Burn for coming down one more time. Battle Map brought to you by urbanmats.com. If you want any more Winter's SEO battle reports, please check out deploymentzone.tv. These dice are also available at deploymentzone.tv, merchandise page. Greedy capitalism, shout out, over and done with. Thank you, sir.
It's a lot of fun.
And thank you everyone for watching. Happy wargaming.